go the distance after the qualifiers that we've had. All 4 teams in the semifinals picked up at least one map. Both series went to all 3. This one will go to all 5. It's SKDC Method. It is the deciding map, and it is in the train yard.
Yep, a tantalizing series it's been so far. Very interesting. We saw Dust2 and Cash first up. Those teams played those maps yesterday. And after seeing Method take them so convincingly, I kind of took SKDC out of the equation whatsoever. I thought after that, there's no way they can get back into it. But of course, they answer back 2 in a row for themselves. We go into the final map, D-Train. And it's very tough to call now. I've seen the current form that Method have shown the last 2 maps. You have to say that SKDC, maybe you favour them, but I don't really know enough about the maps going into this from either team to even give you an educated guess as to how it can go down, really.
And it's not like any of the other maps that we've seen. I mean, we talk about smoke execution.
Sure.
You could kind of look at the A side of Mirage to be an example of smoke execution. Yep. You could look at A side and Cash to be a good example of smoke execution, but they're just so much different than the vast space. It's like taking those 2 sites, the execution balance, and then taking the openness of the A side on Dust2, mashing it all together. So it's a mix of aim and team chemistry, which take your pick on what we've seen tonight. I mean, this map really is a heads up.
There's been some horrible moments for both teams, and then it seems like the team that's doing well in a certain map, they get 10 rounds in a row or so, and then that's it. The other team have no response to it whatsoever. But
do you know what happens at the start of this game?
What happens?
I'm going to let you think about it. A roller coaster happens. Oh, we clipped the wall that time.
Ooh.
We also glitched the map. What is going on? I was going to say a knife round happens.
Ah, I forgot about that. And
it might be too early in the morning / late at night, depending on which angle you want to approach it at. I think you should do a speed cast.
I can't. I don't have enough brain.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
You've got to have a very fast brain.
I just think you don't think, and he does better. Should we cast this warm-up? Because that was a nice shot by Stewie.
Ah, nice kills as well. Crazy. Crazy scenes right now. All 5 players are on the server, so we should, all 10 players are on the server, so we should be kicking off very soon. You see the ready coming in from Method.
You're literally casting this right now.
Yeah, you asked me to.
So we started out, we've seen CT sides be abysmal for SKDC, and we've seen T sides be abysmal for Method.
Yep, so both sticking there.
We've seen a trend. I mean, the thing is on this map, I'm interested. Like, I think the offsite could be the key. Just the way that they've been playing it, and so much. Again, you go back to like comparing the execution on the A side. I think the offsite, meaning kind of what we saw from Method getting caught out with a crossfire that was smoked out inside. I'm theorizing entirely right now based on the style of play we've seen from both teams. So don't take what I'm saying as any sort of coaching aspect. But you know, if they over rotate off, if they can't establish a good counter entry play, like much like Method did at Banana last time at the inside site, then there's a real chance that it's going to start to force rotations early, and then they can use ladder to exploit a rotation very quickly from site to site. What I haven't seen, actually, interestingly enough, on this map, as commonly as of late, is a very aggressive ladder player on the CT side. It seemed like that was like the meta when the map was initially released, because that was what you did on Old Train. But it's so much harder to get there safely now that a lot of teams are shying away from it, and it's so powerful if you can get in there and play it correctly.
A lot of teams now, especially in the T side, there's about 3 or 4 different main things teams will execute. The main rush with set smokes as they're running through onto the bomb site, that seems to be a very favoured tactic, especially for NA teams as well. They like to favour that. You run through into main, you have 2 smokes to land on the courtyard, and you get the bomb down as quickly as you can. Another approach to that is obviously feeling out the map, working the picks, and then going into the execution of the A-bomb site. A is normally favoured, but a couple of teams as well, you can do some very simple things at the B-bomb site. You can do the same sort of picks and then drop 1 smoke on the lower round, get in, and it's quite easy to get the bomb down. If you especially get that first frag, a lot of teams will play 1 CT player there, looking to get some information. We saw Davey yesterday, actually, getting some fantastic work on the inside bomb side. Remember what he was doing? Was pushing inside almost every single round, getting 1 frag, falling back, and he was just pulling the team apart with that sort of play. So that can be interesting as a CT, but we're finally ready for the knife rounds. And are we good? Everyone is waiting. Are we going to get a Sadicus speed cast? Oh, the tension. No one knows what's happening here. And it's probably one of the best maps to do it as well. There's ladders, there's high platforms.
All right, would you stop it? I was thinking about it. It could actually happen quickly. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a minute because it looks like these guys are being timid. But Timid is not for knife rounds. They're going to get into it finally, and here it goes. Slemmy's going to come back in, but already 2 kills going the way of Method and looking good to take the CT side. The coveted CT side, and starting off on the last map, map 5, with the advantage side. Although it is trained, so it could go both ways. I love it. These guys are like monkeys. There's no bars, but they're still swinging forward and over top of sights, doing all kinds of backflips, crazy tricks, and now they're going to team kill in after the win. Just to celebrate it, Method are going to start CT.
And that is why you're paid the huge mega bucks. And what a fantastic way to kick this final map off.
Mega bucks. I
Mega.
wish. I wish. Is that a real currency?
Yeah.
Because Canadian dollars has kind of let me down lately.
Okay, so always when we do that, I actually miss who wins a knife round. I'm always in awe of what you're up to.
Method picked up that one.
Okay, good. So they presumably will be staying on the CT side. Obviously, it's more favoured these days, but judging what we've seen tonight, that's not always the case on these maps. But there we go. So you have to favour Method going into this first one. They have been the stronger team on the first 2 maps, but obviously fell apart from them in the last 2. So this is it then. Who can hold their form on the final map, the last test, the final boss of this series? Here we go. D-Train, 2-2. Winner of this map takes the final spot in the US group.
I thought you were going to say like US Open, make this like a big like golf tournament.
I started dropping champion yesterday, didn't I? So I have to be careful.
It is the CSGO Championship Series. That's fair.
Okay.
This is the interesting aspect, because this nade right now is perfectly timed to do massive damage onto Stewie, Ellis, and then another shot rattling through will catch out Ocean, and very smartly played from Ely. He now falls off of it, also has a support system, so if they put tunnel vision and chase, there will be a bit of an issue. Not only that, they've rotated around. This is really good from Method, but a good response as well. Slemmy doing individual tactics to break down what should not have been theirs at all. This round had all the ingredients to be Method's. It started off with good execution, but it comes back to the skill of SKDC being superior.
Yep, really nice play from them. Getting the players towards the IV area. One person lurking outside. That pincer move as well. Like you said, it's a good opening frags from Method, but the stifling force from SKDC working together, Glock kills flurrying together, and who picked up the main frags? It's actually going to be Slemmy getting those 2 very important kills. But as we say that though, CTs do respond. They're going to get a scout set up here. Train obviously a map that can work very well for them if they can get themselves in the right situations. Inside bomb site obviously very favoured there. We can see Justin is going to be holding in the outside area. Who's going to be the inside player for the CTs? It's going to be Mainline. Left there alone, but he has got some support from the connector area. Strebel with the scout, and it looks like some players will be going towards that upper ramp here.
Strebber, as you mentioned, in a good support rotate position. Justin's pushed a little bit far forward inside the A site. Ely also still back toward Ivy, which is interesting because he hasn't pushed out. He hasn't really done anything to gauge information, so he actually could have been in a better position to support on the A site. Instead, he's going to rotate over to inner, and that's a call from Mainline, who heard them come across. He's also going to see them lob out that window nade. The smokes, deep smoke through that window as well, so changing the old map to the new. But look at the initial damage when they walk down the stairwell. Ellis is left on 15, and Stewie, he's already gone. They did get 1 counterplay, but the CT's looking good with these scouts. Bombs in play. Some time now in their favor, but Ape needs to hit this shot. He's giving up a lot of damage in the process because missing the initial spray down. He'll pick up 2 in the end, and now it will get turned back around. SKDC, hold on. But good effort from Method.
It looked promising from Method. The fact they had 4 men there, got a couple of opening frags, but as soon as those smokes were down, and the big thing was, the player, this is the kill I'm talking about. As soon as the bomb went down in that situation, that's when they were out of it. They had so much, the pressure was on at that point. You got 35 seconds to find the other frags. The T's knew that as well. They could just keep it long range. Lurkers coming in from connector. It was too far gone from them at that stage. And that force buy, of course, I think I've said it all night about these American teams. As soon as you do that force buy, you don't win the round. You go into the first gun run, absolutely nothing. It looks like a full-on inside rush now, coming from SKDC, answering back, and there'll only be 1 player waiting for them, and that's going to be your man, Mainline, with a USP to hold them on.
Yeah, it's main online right now. If we were at LAN, I'd excuse it, but it looks okay on the initial entry for SKDC against this anti-eco. Another kill for Ellis, keeping more and more members alive. And like you said, there's going to be problems for their economy in the first gun. There's also going to be problems in the fact that they will be not only disadvantaged in that round, but potentially facing guns 2 in a row, even if they win it against SKDC at the rate they're going right now.
The thing is, Silent has got the AWP, so 1 player must not have bought armor in one of those rounds. So not too bad for them. Obviously opted for no helmets here, getting the utility on their side. 5 smoke grenades and some flashbangs. Silent with the AWP. he's actually going to be pushing the inside bomb site in the upper area. I think that's a really good call. He can go for an early frag there and get some great positioning. But 2 CTs will actually be joining him as well. Strebel and Mainline going to be there supporting him, so he'll be getting information. As soon as he does that first shot, you can bet your money they'll be rushing inside and trying to get the response back as well.
Deep, deep, deep smoke at long. Look at Justin's position as well here from Hell. And now that smoke's dissolved, so watch the Ivy play. And very carelessly, Justin goes to shuffle out of the peak. And there's no call from his teammates that he's safe to do so. So a gap left in the defense causes a shot from Slemmy, and SKDC are capitalizing. So first blood for SKDC in terms of pistol, now potentially gun round on map 5. Crucial indeed. So Method need to find an answer early. We've definitely not seen a tug-of-war style game yet, where every round is contested. It has been these streaks, and SKDC continuing that trend.
A lot of trends going on here. It seems like force buy every single time you lose a pistol. They're not even thinking about the long game. They seem to get themselves in that situation almost every time. We haven't seen many rounds converted from the eco round, but there we go. What the interesting thing about that round was we saw the inside presence from the CTs. They had the all push up and up and 2 players as well. And then Mainline actually pushed all the way to the top of the stairs above Pop Dog. His teammates fell back. They had 4 players outside on the bomb side that time. He had so much great information. They knew exactly where they were coming. It was such a perfect play. But also they just made no frags outside whatsoever. And then Mainline tried to backstab, missed his shots in the back of some player, and he got shut down as well. So SKDC just completely outskilling them purely on aim there. It was a very simple round for them, actually. And that's going to be disappointing. Now we see the CTs answering back with a push on Ivy themselves. No one playing the inside area, but you're going to see like the terrorists going to just go out to main and try and lock this one down quickly.
And Oceans come out from ladder, so they've got both initial approaches to the site covered off, as well as all of the kills. Just to be sure things will not be surprised by Control Room. They'll put a Molotov up there, but they are being surprised by the fact that Mainline's managed to sneak in behind them. As it's silent, it only amounts to 2 kills. 2 guns that have to be repurchased if they want to look at it on a positive light. But Method's still on a goose egg. Now we'll have guns for the second time. And again, the op also coming back out for silent.
Yeah, so this is the time they've got a really nice full buy here. Terrorists, so much to play with though. 5 in a row. You can just do what you like at this stage. You can try little crazy things, maybe some fast pushes just to kind of get the early frag. See 3 players heading towards Ivy this time. CTs
silent.
Will be ready for them.
Needs to be a little bit careful. Again, my mistake. I thought I saw a push coming in from Ivy already, but he's still going to be safe. He's got lots of time. Ellis looking toward the ladder. Slemmy in the main entrance. 3 terrorists beyond this smoke, and Ely going to lob a nade in toward them. Only really does damage to Ape. But the shot from Ellis as he gets down ladder opens up the site. Now Ely's forced off of Ivy, and not only that, taken down by Slemmy. So second time Slemmy's got an opening kill through that alleyway. And look what it does, because SKDC now know they've got full access point through that Ivy hallway. Slemmy's going to push forward, staying aggressive. He now finds Silent. He'll turn back, and he's spotted the last 2. So they can do the damage onto him, but he's done more than his job in the round. It's going to be yet another one for SKDC. Method this time looking to struggle on their CT side.
More than struggle, I'd say.
We won't get too far ahead of ourselves either, because it's train. Not everyone's established on it. Obviously, SKD looking a little bit more rehearsed right now, but if they come back from being down 2-0 in this series in a best of 5, it would be remarkable. Not only that, it indicates that last night those 2 maps are solely the problem in the relegation stages for ESEA.
I don't even think it's like more rehearsed at this stage. It seems like they're just losing the gun battles almost at every junction here. Like nothing really to set these 2 apart from the frags being exchanged. Like I said before, Method doing some good plays, pushing inside, getting good information. But even when they have the man advantage outside and they have the players ready for them, they're just getting shut down. It's going to be another eco for them now. So they're looking down the barrel of a 7-0 on the CT side of D-Train. And when it's a championship point, you kind of have to think this is looking very, very bad for them indeed. But now they answer back with the main push themselves. Headshot being exchanged there, but it's going to get locked down pretty quickly now. And that call will come in that they are eco, and this should be slow things down for the terrorists.
And a stack inside as well for the CTs. So a matter of time before SKDC will realize that A is completely open. They'll be able to take the bomb, dig its hole, place it in, water it, throw it into a vine, and Jack and the Beanstalk can climb away to victory.
God, it's getting late, isn't it?
I'm glad you're making excuses for my terrible humor, but I would have made that joke regardless.
Well, here we go then. Bomb goes down, 5-on-3 situation. The guys are inside. They may as well go for this. Justin did opt to buy the Beagle here, so maybe he could save that, but he actually makes the kill. And now it's going to be the 4-on-1. He's got a Desert Eagle, some armor. He's managed to pick up one frag with it. Maybe you can get one more. That'll be good for him, but it's not going to happen. 7-0 now. The CTs have a very healthy bankroll. You can see most of them averaging around the 7K mark. Getting buys out again. Silent hasn't really had that much impact with the AWP, to be honest. Not really been able to justify that buy. He's got 3 for 7. Mainline, the inside player on 0 for 7 as well. So someone who's playing the inside bomb side solo, not with a single frag on the board. You've got to question what's going on in there. But here we go then. Go into round number 8. 7-0 in favor of the terrorist team. Remarkable scenes now.
This is definitely a different approach, though, because they've got that op up close. So Silent finally finding a pick with it early enough in the round to have an effect. But Jesting gets canceled out. So as soon as they get an advantage, it gets turned back against them. And that time, we've seen all the damage go one direction down that Ivy with the nades. This time it lands immediately on the feet of Ely, not at all expecting it. And it's 46 HP for him left as a result. As Slemmy wanting to join his teammate in taking the B site. And that's where mainline is stacked up right now. For Method, the rest are all inside the A site. Ape's still going to lurk over there. Actually, I take that back. The overlay's throwing me off. He's in the hallways as well, just passing the showers. Don't drop the soap, because it would be a blunder right now onto mainline, who he's got to hold on tight because they're all coming his direction.
Well, yet to get a frag on the board as well. This is his moment to shine.
I like this initial entry by Stewie as well, cutting off a lot of the angles using that smoke. He just has to watch up close, which will help his teammates come in from lower, but not if that shot comes out. And Method finally look poised to take a round. It's left to just Ape. And the big guns do the big swing, and it's going to be 3 kills now, is it? Yes, it is indeed for Silent. So the op finally finding some openings again, having an early B spawn, getting up to Ivy, so powerful still, much like it was on Old Train. It's just less common due to the spawns in this particular map.
But now then, Ape should be lost, man. He's in a 4-on-1. Can't really do much of this. If you've got to choose now, is he going to die or run away? 2 seconds on the board. Make sure you die here. And he might do. Just get out of there in time. He's going to be okay. So we'll be getting the money he deserves. But looking at the T economy, it's not going to matter too much. A few players on 12K, 11K there. They're absolutely fine. As we say that, though, Method are in a very dangerous position going into this round. Obviously, we talked about it before on Inferno. Winning one round and losing the subsequent round after that is going to be detrimental to him, because you go into the next round with $1,400. So a round that is a must-win for Method to find some sort of footing on this map. It's been very bad for them so far.
And it's a split right now as well, with 3 players heading toward Ivy. Ocean has the bomb. It's 5 AKs again versus the 4 rifles in that op for Silent. I knew what I wanted to say. My brain just didn't connect with my mouth.
That is a problem.
It's been a problem many times. As Nade's now going to come back out. This time Ely's in a more passive position, so he won't take the initial damage. Good change of place by him, and they're going to go for the force play. Smoke off on the left. They'll flash. They're actually going to go through this. So Stewie, that's a different approach, and he pays the price for it because they're not forcing. The whole point of putting the smoke on the left or right is that you go to the opposite side, take the vision, and take the fight. Instead, he turns his back. Not only that, he's going to risk going through a smoke. Never would have worked. In Method, they'll take the round after 2 players fail to realize the mistake they made.
Yep, making some decent frags there. Finally, looks like Method are turning up on the scoreboard. Good exchanges, good crossfires being set up. Silent actually rocking the AWP as well. He's doing pretty well with that. And that's the round I said they had to win, and made sure they did as well. So 2 rounds now on their CT campaign. Still a lot of work to do. If they're to win the rest of the rounds, the best they can hope for now is 8-7. And this is what I'm saying about SKDC. They've done pretty much all the work they need to. This is already a very good half for them. Anything else to this point is a pure bonus. So they'll be looking just to try and get a couple more rounds maybe, and that'll be an absolutely fantastic half for them. We can see them now setting up, and Silent does seem to be firing on all cylinders now. Takes down one of the key players, and that's Stewie, and puts it in a 5-on-4 situation in favour of the CTs. And the Ts are so spread out here. It doesn't really look like they'll be able to do much here. They have to go for a pick of some sort, but they're being isolated by the utility of the CTs right now.
And this is the forward pressure that I was talking about from the CT player. We haven't actually seen very many people take advantage of this position early in rounds. We're still before the 1-minute mark, and now Strebber has control of the fastest rotation point and how easy it is to get a kill, specifically when no flash comes down from Ocean.
Sure.
There is a flash you can throw that pops immediately as it's in sight, and it also doesn't dink the wall, but obviously that time I didn't consider using it. Everyone actually dying with a lot of utilities still on their belt. Ape had full grenades there when he goes down, so a lot of wasted investment.
So after winning 7 rounds in a row, obviously the T money it's fine going into this round. Maybe they'd like to have a change of pace, maybe get answer back with an AWP of their own. It'll be interesting to see how they do approach this round. We can see Slemmy actually going for a Tech 9, which is interesting. I thought they would have had enough to at least get a complete full buy on the board there, but there you go. It's going to be round number 11 now. That's 3 in a row from Method. They have answered back to that 7-0 deficit, and it seems like they'll be going for a very similar spread tactics, 2-1-2. They have been favouring this IB area quite a lot, trying to work their picks there. Last 3 rounds haven't been very convincing. They haven't been able to make much of it. See all around the board. Looks like they may be setting up for an AXQ here. Stewie with the smokes. 2 of them going out to the main area now, and Bomb will be going down Pop Dog. Let's see what they can do this round.
Ely now has to put his attention more forward on A. And as a result, because they've stacked up the site, this allows Ivy to come into play. They've actually walked down SKDC. No utilities used, and they're stuck. They need to find a way to cover off both choke points in A and be efficient about it. If they continue to leave gaps, Slemmy, we've seen him take full control as the bomb now goes down, and Silent picks up another kill, but we've seen them leave gaps that have caused some major punishment from SKDC's entries. And this round's no different. Ely gets clever. He says, okay, no one's covering it. I'll push forward, but they completely neglect Ivy, which has had pressure almost every round.
Yeah, you're right. So they have really been focusing the Ivy area, and that time they didn't show any presence there whatsoever, the CT. So the split, the smokes coming from the Pop Dog area, landing in key choke points, and then that split from Ivy and Pop Dog as well, seemed to pull the CTs apart really badly. They're getting shot in the back. No one was even looking at Ivy, like you said. But the dual AWP setup now is for the CTs, but this is the fast execute I was talking about. Seems like they're going to get straight out of main and try to see if they can find any frags early into the round.
And the AWP is lined up in a position as they go double up, by the way, on the CT side to shoot into that main connector, but so easy to negate because the smokes are just easy to bloom and cover off all the gaps. As a result, SKDC can push forward yet again. I do really think this is a terrorist-sided map as people figure this out, but that's the first full smoke execution we've seen from SKDC. The rest has just been winning exchanges. Method, they might just fight their way back into this as I say all of that, because they bring it down to 2 versus 1, and Ocean's the last alive. Bomb's already dropped. Ocean's going to be able to pick that up, though. It's near electrical.
Yeah, your man Ocean's going to be left in a tricky situation. Should be able to get a bomb down, though. No one's really over-facing. They want to wait until they get some information, then go together.
2 versus 1 again, like I said, and Ocean's going to get caught. He had all kinds of time to work with, but still committing onto the A site. Hope that perhaps time would work in his favor and he'd get a rotation out of that alone.
But the T's have already won this half. Like I said, they've done a lot of good work so far. Any other rounds now is really a bonus, but this is the force buy for them this time. You can see they have got 6k on Slemmy, so it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, actually, he's picking up the AWP now, so going to rely on him to try and work some picks. They know the CTs are running a dual AWP setup as well, so he's going to have an opportunity for a frag or two if he plays his cards right. And let's see what he does here. Facing onto that main area, will get a shot as well, and Strebel goes down at the hands of the AWP, and that's a great opening frag for SKDC, and that's exactly what they wanted to do with this force buy with AWP thrown in there for good measure.
Yep, perfect execution so far, perfect utilization of it at the very least. So ubiquitous ops with 3 of them out. Interesting as well that it was Strebber to go down. I was about to give comment on how he's very good. We saw the replay where he picked up the 2K on entry. Very good at controlling entry points, much like last night on Cobblestone. But it's Silent that actually leads the way, and Strebber obviously going down that time. Response kill from Ocean on the way through, but doubling back now. It's Justin and Silent. Wow. Silent with a double, so his op continues to be an absolute menace. 12 kills now for him in the half, despite his team only having 4 rounds to their name. In fact, he leads all fraggers. Looking good indeed. Method, they're going to chase out. Justin getting tagged up, though, as he retreats back from that. So still a 2 versus 2, 41 seconds, lots of time, and Apes made his way inside with that bomb. And initially, he was alone, but as he goes for the repeat, Ely's there, and he's going to fire away with that op. It's just left to Slemmy, and we'll see if he saves it, because like you said, this was a force buy and a desperate one to bring out an op.
Just to note quickly, that tag we saw on the inside bomb zone, that's from his teammate. Ely actually shot Justin in the ass. And,
oh, well, I was going to say that was an interesting angle, but good catch by you. Makes more sense when you explain it that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, here we go then. Big round, he manages to find that initial frag. Slemmy takes down Justin, and that's a huge clutch. Takes down Ely as well, and what a huge round to bounce back with. And that's going to put the CTs in a very difficult situation. Look at their money now. That is a huge round in the context of the entire series. Like, that defines everything. They get the 9th round on the board, force the CTs into a very difficult situation with the economy. And that was a round that CT thought that they tied up. They got some really good entry kills there. And now they're looking pretty weak. They've got an AWP. They have forced that out with a rifle as well, but 3 pistols. This could be a very difficult round. If they lose this one, this could be GG at this moment.
Smoke deployed on Ivy. That's deep from the CT side, but Slemmy's hoping someone will push through it, and he saw the birds move. So there's no visual or audio triggers based anymore on Train, but there is still a visual trigger. So if he was aware of that, he'll know that there's an aggressive CT. Either way, it's Strebber to get a trade kill. He'll find back on Ellis. It's not necessarily a direct trade, though, because the other kill came out as silent, unrelated. Still gives host here to Method having the man advantage. Stewie, good shot though, responding it, pulling it back from ladder. Important position to have control of, because now, as we can see, he can very quickly go scout out the inner bomb site, forcing Justin out as well to cover that position. And as he does that, there's going to be company coming in through main. So he needs to be careful not to get caught in no man's land, and Ely at a very limited angle has to allow their escape. And I do believe now it's going to be inside push.
Yeah, look at the CTs. They know this is coming. They've all rotated. Everyone's left outside. 3 CTs setting up the turrets now. And this should be in their favor.
Not a lot of weapons to deal with those 2 pistols, so they're trying to get them as close as possible. Mainline's already given up his position by using that 5-7. And the bomb is being planted. Mainline can do nothing, but Justin can. He's snuck up undetected, so bomb's down on top of the train. And they've got 18 seconds, make it less. Slemmy has to find at least 1 kill if he wants to get this plant. He's going to hold it regardless. He's not. He's faking. And the longer he fakes with an AWP in hand, the more time that works against him. It's down to 7 seconds. They may have just done enough on Method's side. SKDC came so close to closing out that round, and Justin with the biggest impact kill of all.
Yeah, getting that bomb stopping in the plant as well. Pretty sloppy towards the end by SKDC. Like we said, it was very obvious they were going towards the inside bomb site. All the CTs rotated over. That was a huge round for them to win. Obviously, invested a lot of money into AWP and the pistols. That was all they had, and definitely a round they needed, and a good time for them to force buy, I feel. So getting them back into this now. Looking at the last round economy, the T's have nothing to work with in terms of rifles. Five Tech 9s, and you can see a lot of them heading towards the inside bomb site. What have they got planned here? Maybe a very fast execute, smoke down to lower ramp, see what they can do with this. But there is some intel. Silent spots him, and he will get the first pick of the fight. He needs to get out of there right now, though.
Oh, with a second no-scope. That one was a bit of a bonus, because like you said, he needed to get out of there. He almost lined them up at the initial shot, but 2 kills, again going the way of Silent, immediately canceled out. Ocean now with the double. And the ops continue to be the only thing swinging away. There's another home run coming out from Ely. That's going to drop down. I believe that was Stewie in that particular shot. So either way, it's down to a 2-on-2. 3 kills, though, for Ocean. And he's gone back to the Tech 9. He's thrown the op over to Ape despite his good work with it. So they'll rotate it all the way back. In fact, they're going to go the farthest way possible toward Ivy. And they'll walk it from here. Main line's rotated back to A. Again, just on timing, they have to take the precautions to cover off that A site, not potentially give up a free plant. But with this much time gone, I'm curious to see if Mainline's going to anticipate that they could come from Ivy. The problem is he's on top of the bomb train, so he doesn't have that good a vision of the other 2 choke points. So he can't necessarily leave himself. He has to stay hidden. He has to stay in cover. Oh. And it works out. He turns at the perfect time and catches Ocean. So bomb now down. And Ape in round 15 has to go. 10 seconds, similar situation to the last round. He may win this first duel. Very smart for Mainline not to stick around too much longer, because there was still a chance for the plant if he had gone down. 9-6, decent little comeback from Method. 9-6 isn't too bad on Train, but North American, current meta, not played as much as the Europeans, so therefore more likely that it would be a CT side.
Just a note there, Mainline lucked out completely. He wasn't looking towards Ivy whatsoever. The moment he decides to face is just perfect. He catches the terrorist walking out, makes 2 big frags, and that's very important, obviously. SKDC do win the terrorist half 9-6, but like you said, a pretty decent comeback Method considering everything that happened to them. They went down, what was it, 7-0 on the CT side, so you can't take anything away from that comeback. They did give themselves at least a fighting chance with the pistol round to get into this one, but they do go on to the unfavored side now, which will be terrorists, but let's see what they can bring to the table. Match is going to start, 4 seconds remaining. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Last half of... There you go. I like it. Last half of 6... I can't do math. That doesn't make sense.
Don't even go there.
Of
Let's
10,
just say
10 that we've seen.
Yeah.
My God, how terrible was that? Of 10 that we will have seen,
Okay.
Yeah, it's this is pretty much straight up. They're gonna go with 4 Kevlar on T side, 1 smoke, 2 flashes. So this is gonna be a quick execution, and already those are out. Interesting that they threw the smoke down toward the Ivy because they can go for the force play. And last night we actually saw a full wrap play through CT. This time Bomb's waiting to still hit on the A site. So even though they're going by, oh, this is the problem. Silent might get underneath. He does. Okay, Ellis was hot on their heels. I thought Silent was going to get caught by Ellis coming up the ladder as I was looking at the map to watch this materialize, but it's the second time now in 2 nights we've seen this wrap strategy. Last night it was shut down twice by Ivy players playing passively in the outback. This time they're not in the tunnels at all. SKDC though, good refrags coming back in. Still a chance they can win this round out. Justin's going to have to save it. 1 kill to his name and 3 to go. Making it 2 and finally answered. Ape, he'll jump back down and take this bomb.
Well, they do get the bomb down, like you say, and we spoke about it all night. The NA teams don't like to wait for the rifle buy and give themselves a really good percentage chance of winning the round. They love a Tech 9 buy, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see that yet again on this side. I really would prefer, this is a perfect situation to go, let's full eco this one, bring the AKs out next time. They'll be stuck on scouts and Famous as an example. But
oh, look, you called it.
we haven't. No one's done the tactical buy properly tonight. It's always just been, let's just get the Tech 9s out, and I guess the best thing for them to do here is either smoke the lower ramp, go out on the old inside bomb site, see what they can do with it, or you do a couple of smokes and some key choke points outside and try and force a bomb plant.
I'm doing the opposite to you right now.
You're doing the
You're
laid
standing and I'm just laying back. Lounging out. Slummy, he's not going to get lounged, but he will get laid out. Strebber's going to put him down. Ocean responding, though, so this is good. That Strebber's gone already gives him a bit of a chance to stabilize before both choke points become an issue, because Ely's only just making his presence known now. And Ocean's already spotted that, but very aggressive push from Ocean, because as he walks back out to take that fight, very high potential that he could have been taken down from his right side. Either way, the kill's going the way of SKDC. The force buy not yet into full effect. They picked up 1 rifle, but low HP. It's closed out. Ape with the double and SKDC. This would be remarkable. 2 maps down, and now 5 rounds away from taking the series.
This is what I'm talking about. They could have gone into this round with a full AK buy. They could have taken P250s last round. Still got a couple of kills as well, and had a really good fighting chance of winning this round. It's a really great map when you have the advantage, especially the AKs. They could have done some really big work there, but now they go in with full P250 buys, and the CTs looking like they're going to stay together, play a pretty loose, far back, passively, and what can they do? How can they even possibly think about getting a bomb down? They have 1 flashbang to play with. Players going to be going towards the inside bomb site now, straight down the lower ramp.
Down and into the crosshairs of 2 SKDC players, Stewie, Ellis, and Ellis with 2 now as he finds Justin. Stewie's still taking his time. Ellis is going to actually get the hat trick. Very well done from him. Bomb, though, is planted, so Method continue to get money in their pockets. But rounds continue to go the way of SKDC as they double up 12-6.
So, SKDC 12-6. Looking at their money right now, they have got some decent bankroll. 5 rifles, no AWP. Silent can afford the AWP. He was pretty quiet in the first half, but towards the end of it, he did pick it up a little bit. But he will be going for a full rifle setup as well. This is the round I'd be calling as a CT. You want to do something a little bit fast, surprise them as well. When you have this advantage, you want to lock. You know they're going to be doing a set piece or an execute somewhere. I'd see you saying, I'd push Ivy. Let's try and get that first frag. Let's lock it down before it even begins.
KDC now going to realize that they've got a lot of smoke on the A site. How do they rotate, though? Because there's so many players stacked up towards the connector. And already they've got the trades going against them as Method now finding another, but it's answered. Slummy's there. And Stewie walks out to Strebber, so it's a very low HP Ocean and Slummy left against Ely, who's waiting by electrical box. Bomb's going to go down at the tail end of the train. So it's far away from where both T players are playing, and as a result, despite the low HP, they've actually managed to win the trades, and Silent's got to go for the peak. Oh, overextension, though, from Slummy. This is all possible now. Silent should be able to close out this round in a one-on-one, and he does. He's just going to spam toward the bomb.
Yeah.
And that's their first round on the T side.
Pretty easy stuff for him when they're such low HP. Just needed to connect a bullet. He knew where the bomb was, kept a good, decent angle on it, and he ultimately had a pretty easy spray down at the end there. But 12-7 now. Method picking up their first round of this T side. And you can see the CTs actually answering back with a force by their own. Ocean is to be picking up that. The Swag 7, we see that do some big work. Not necessarily on Trey. Maybe he can go towards Pop Dog and get some close range action going there. It's probably going to be his best bet. That's exactly what he'll do. Will he be able to create some magic there and light up the scoreboard?
Speaking of Pop Dog, there's going to be some pressure there. No presence, just someone above the ladder. Ocean needs to make sure he nails that first shot if they dare even coming down. Ring the fire alarm and wait for the fireman to come down the pole. So far, no way to bait him. So they'll stay off of that just a little bit further. Justin's going to go all the way back towards spawn to pick up the bomb and now join into those upper halls and potentially look for an inner push. They still have mainline without lurking at Ivy as I say that, so they could still split up this defense. Just mainline's presence that far away from a rotation point as well, though, just causes that one CT player to have to sit there. He has to give it attention, and if he doesn't, then they can exploit it. If he does, then he's late on the rotation. So it's a lose-lose situation, but so far SKDC are going to compensate by getting the initial pick, and it is that Mag 7 at Pop Dog, like you said. But now they come through, and Justin able to pick up the kill on Ellis. They want this A site. They've gone back through. Mainline's still yet to come out from Ivy. He's still looking for the off-angled shot. Eventually, he'll turn that corner as Justin's come over that direction with the bomb, but Ape is waiting as soon as they come through. And another one for Ocean as he gets up close and a third. You said there was no opening on this map. Well, he's going to make it.
Well, that's why I said the only real option you've got is going into Pop Dog. That's what he did, got that first pick. I'm surprised he didn't pick up a rifle at that stage, but he kept the Mag 7 and really made it work for him. We actually see the kills now. And how important was it? Nice little kill at the end there as well. 13 HP, didn't even have armor. Just shut it down, 3-man. That's going to be great for his economy as well. And now you can look at the method buy. They are looking down at a very difficult situation. 13 rounds on the board for SKDC and full eco now. And an outside rush for Method. Will they be able to make any frag to? Should be able to take down the AWPer. That's going to be Slemmy and puts him in a pretty difficult situation now.
Ocean's pushed forward on Ivy, but he's smoked off. So this will concede the bomb plant. On the A site, post-plant situations, pretty straightforward. Ely's going to head back over to work green chain. Mainline also grabbing. In fact, Ely's going to push forward into hell now. So he's getting around yellow and back toward the tunnels. That's where he'll meet his fate, though, as Ocean, waiting all the while. Patience is a virtue, gets the kill. Stewie's still inside control, yet to be spotted. Can cover his teammate as well on Ape as he goes for the bomb plant, but as Ape gets down there, it's Trevor in a hot spot position. Stewie turning back, catching Justin down below on his left. Has a chance. He's going to stick this, but there's the peak. Finally, mainline comes out. He tries with that preset flash.
I was hoping that was a smoke. He was going to chuck and it was just all going to kick off with a big spray battle. But, yeah, nice work from Method. Answering back straight away. Getting themselves back into the game. And the economy has shifted once again. And SKDC now on the ones that are full eco. And you can see P250, a couple of flashbangs there. But the buy from Method, they can just hold back now. Work out the map. Unless they do something really silly, they should have a really nice, tidy round here. See some aggression from the CTs there. Player pushing into Ivy, it's going to be Ocean. Going to find, scout out some intel here. Really good at find the pick.
Strebber does. Mainline does. It's all turning back. Method finally starting to get some kills required to pull rounds in their favor. So it's not done just yet by any stretch of imagination. That bomb is down, though, and Stewie's got at least vision on the cross point, not necessarily the object itself. Way back toward T-spawn and he pushed very aggressively in the connector, and he pre-fires into that smoke, trying to get the timing correct. But as we say all of this, Slemmy's able to push through tunnels and find mainline waiting at the end of the Ivy. So another kill going back to bring bring the situation to a little more even. But they're still down one man, SKDC, and that bomb is being planted by Ely inside as they've worked that direction, but Slemmy's going to stop the plant. 43 seconds, still lots of time for it to be recovered. It's not like this will put them in panic mode, but it does make their movement a lot more restricted because they have to not only recover that bomb, but they have to wait for Justin to come around from Z Hall. Stewie's not going to know he's there, though, so Justin should be able to pick up one. The second, he comes around behind the train, and he may get more. Slemmy, great response, and Slemmy closing the round. SKDC, that might be the nail in the coffin.
What was that plan about? Why would you plan in the open like that? I know they're trying to get some sort of tactical edge there, but when they had no vision on the inside bomb site, he's flying to the side of the train and giving literally gave the whole round away. That was really, really stupid, and that threw it away. He's gonna, I think it was Elia did that, and planning in that open like that when you've got the advantage of the round is just not needed. Play the numbers. You've got that. Don't give them any opportunity to get into it. So he's going to be really disappointed. That could be the round that actually loses in the game. Because now after winning one round, they go into this one at $1,400. Now it's got to go to match point as well by the looks of things. And they're going to just rush inside and see what they can do with it.
Down the ramp, Stewie caught them. Stewie was almost out of position, and now he's got two. Although when he looks for the third, he'll find a flashbang, but he's going to let the damage rain in, and Ellis will pick up the kill. It is going to be match point SKDC against the Pistols. They look super effective.
I still can't believe that plan. It's really upset me, Matt. I'm very fragile right now.
I'll console you later.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh, dear. Well, there we go then. Going into this one, SKDC got loads, 7 rounds to play with to find 1 round on their CT half. You've got to favour them in this situation. There's going to be a pretty forced buy from the T's. AWP, but Tech9 and Ely. And they will be slowing it right down now. No rushes this time.
Already the first kill does come the way of Silent, though again, his op. It was definitely a menace in the first half. Second one, it's trailed off because he hasn't been able to get that T-side rolling, but Ely now finding Ellis from electrical box. He pushed through a smoke to get there and was unsighted due to how forward the smokes are. Again, it's much like Mirage in that you can cut off a site, much like Overpass, and that you can get in without really needing an entry, but all the kills afterwards will also head that direction. It's 3 men still remaining as we remain on match point for SKDC. Method have the op back out again for Silent.
Yeah, I said it doesn't look like a rush this time. It was actually just a delayed rush. They bided their time a little bit, went straight out there, and the frags work for them. It's almost like the Hail Mary play. They don't seem to have anything to lose now, so they just went straight out there. And that's going to force another round in their favour. CT's economies are so back and forth between these two teams. No one really seems to be getting the money really on their side, and now Method is getting on the outside bomb side, takes down Stewie as well. Of course, they are on a pretty much safe buy here, but the advantage going in favour of Method. 5-on-3 situation now. Scout does go down. Ape is the man with that in hand. Now they just have the pistols remaining for the retake here. If they can find any kills, that'll be good, but they'll just be looking to the next round, I feel.
And the next round will bring weapons back to SKDC. As Silent will flash himself back into the main connector. Looking for anyone who dare be aggressive on these exit kill positions for the CTs. One on the dumpster. Crossfire at the bottom of the stairwells. That actually favors SKDC. They pick up 2, but they can't push forward yet and pick up the rifles because they still have Strevor. And he picks up both, but he goes down to a bomb blast.
Well then. Match points again, and another full buy for SKDC. It looks like they'll be opting for a 5 rifle setup as well. Silent being pretty good with the AWP here. He's actually top fraggy with 21 frags. He actually has just come alive this half. Very impressive stuff from him. But now SKDC need to work out how they're going to close this one out. Very difficult situation to be when you know you're just 1 round away from making it all happen, but sometimes can be the hardest rounds to win.
Stewie though, Stewie, what a great play. Pushing forward, taking the fight directly to Method that time. And it's a Hail Mary that works. He hasn't done that play all game, and it gets him 2, but it's not done just yet. His teammates have to rotate over. Ellis, again, the first one to do so. This is exactly how it all kicked off at B last time, in a slightly more aggressive manner this time, though. And Ely,
oh.
What? The spray control's insane. Ocean goes down. We're back to a 2-on-2. No safe chances, no safe bets in this last round, and they're going to bring that bomb back to the outside position through the ladder. They've also managed to get Ely up toward the control room. Ape's coming around from the back tunnels, and they've got Ellis coming in from ladder, so both sides of the site will be occupied, but Ellis not aware to look to his left, and if he doesn't do it right now, Streber's going to get him, so it's left to just Ape. How quickly the round can turn. What a job by Ely. And Ape knows there's one in the control. So he'll find that first frag. He's going to deploy the smoke. He's going to hold this. He's going to hold this. Does Trevor know the angle? Trevor does the damage, and he does just barely get him. Method escaping a disastrous opportunity to wrap up the game for SKDC, and it comes back to 11 rounds now and a save. So this is far from done.
What a scary moment that was towards the end. Smoke going down on the bomb, full spray control quad, and he manages to pull it off. A scary time indeed, but again, Method scraping together another round, and like you said, Ely doing fantastic work with those rotation kills then. Hadn't you found those, that was pretty much GG at that stage. SKDC now on another eco here.
And stacking outer. They've got 4 players already pushed beyond the trains. Ape's coming around from Ivy. He's going to wait at Hell, and now he goes forward on the call from Stewie and Slemmy, and the nade comes in. It does damage. Ape's going to get the touchdown. It's Silent that drops. It's Justin to respond, and Justin spotting another one on top of the train. It's Stewie to go down as well. So the AK reigns supreme, no surprise, but it's efficient, and that's the big thing here. They need to make sure that they're not careless and give too much to these pistols as SKDC continue to sit on match point. It's 12, though, for Method. They're getting a heck of a lot closer.
That's 4 in a row for them, so there's no surprise whatsoever. They seem to be doing very well now. They've exploited the CD setup to winning all the clutches, getting some opening frags as well. So it's looking much more successful for them. And we can see the AWP out for Silent yet again. There's no response from that from the CT so far. They haven't really had the money to get an AWP of their own and potentially hold inside bomb sites, etc. with that one AWP play. But here we go again. We saw the Hail Mary play from Stewie get the first 2 frags in. And here it goes again, another one. They'll be pushing Ivy this time. Will they be able to get this first frag onto the terrorist team? They're too passive. There's nothing to find. They won't be able to get any intel here either. They're going to have to fall back and assess their options once more.
The crazy aspect of this is that SKDC's won both pistols. And they had a massive lead in the first half, and yet we still are in a very, very deadlocked game. So a fitting way to end a best of 5. As SKDC looking to secure. They've fallen off that Ivy position, like you said, as mainline still lurks outside of it. Justin's waiting back toward the dumpster and T-spawn, just to make sure there's no one going to push through from CTs and go for an off chance of a flank. Additional smoke deployed by Ocean. And Slummy still trying every angle possible. Now the problem is, I don't mind this, but as soon as he goes up here, he's very exposed from ladder. So he pushes into main connector on a smoke from Ellis, excuse me. But he needed to be aware that if Ellis wasn't close by, he could have been shot down from ladder, which now they're going to give up. They're going to fall all the way back. Mainline's coming down Ivy. Justin wants in, and this will be a split from all 3 addresses onto the A site. Ocean, unaware that he's got company on the inside of that smoke, but Slummy luckily is there to support, and Slummy's going to try and go back out. He'll spot them from ladder, but he goes down in the end to Strebber, so it stays 4 on 4. Time continuing to tick, those 20 seconds left. SKDC dropping the bomb may have just done enough as they try and plant it. Now they certainly have 14 seconds and 1 player, make it 2, still alive, but finding Stewie. The shot from Silent makes this all possible again. So Ape needs to prevent this bomb plant. He can't do it, and the shot comes back. How does Silent find that with 2 HP and Ape? He's going to kick himself for not closing that out.
How do you just calmly tap the planter there? We know the hitboxes are a bit funny, but a couple of shots in the back and hiding could have been all it took to win that round and secure the series. But again, SKDC are on an eco once more, and they just can't close this one out. They get the few frags, it looks so promising for them, and then it all falls apart at the last moment. So again, they are going to be on 5-7 CZs, and it looks like a fast round coming in for the terrorist team. Just trying to get one more round, and they can potentially take this to overtime.
This is insane. We go from having 2 maps advantaged to Method, and then being down in map 5 after conceding the immediate 2, and a comeback. It's like one team had a massive comeback with 2 rounds, and now they're going to have a mini comeback to potentially force overtime.
This is a pretty huge comeback, dude. 5 rounds in a row on the T side of train. It's crazy. Potentially 6 as well. What a comeback has been. So many teams struggled to get this final round.
Main line pushing out. Works out all right for him. Slemmy not able to find it. This has definitely turned into the game that we are probably deserved after this series going this long. Smoke off. Strebber's going to go through that. He's already peeked out and covered off 2 of the angles, so there's only 1 more possibility of threat. That's immediately in front of Z Connector. So he's got no fear as he works into E-Box. His teammate, meanwhile, has gone down. As the pistol shots will find Ely. But Strebber waiting perfectly pre-aimed with his AK to find the last player inside the connector, and Stewie's still wreaking havoc. It's down to a 1-on-2. Stewie's got a chance here as he waits on top of the bomb train. Plays this patiently. Molotov goes out, spotting exactly where one player is, but what a shot from Silent.
Flick of the wrist. Taking him down. What a great shot there to finish it off. But here we go then, the last round, round 30 of this best of 5 series. We've arrived. This is crunch time now, and you can see 2 auto
sniper. Wow.
Okay, that's a change of pace. Not the call I would have made. Is that really the call you want to do in this really important round?
There's no penalty for losing it. Aside going to overtime, there's no economic penalty.
I'd be annoyed at this stage.
This is not uncommon to see an auto sniper in that spot. In the old version of Train, it was Get Right's favorite thing to do. So we'll see if it pays off. Obviously, you don't have quite the same linear vision from that point anymore, but Ellis is already in control, and they've got a second player on top of the bomb train. It's a weakened inner hold, though. Stewie's left alone inside, so Ellis does have to fall once they realize there's not going to be a fast push on this A site. And what a storyline and rivalry developing between these 2 teams. Last night, SKDC lost into the same 2 maps that they lost tonight to open up this series, Cash Dust 2, in a Pro League relegation match. But tonight they play for a spot in PGL. So you have one Pro League, we'll have the other. SKDC looking to try and get revenge. As the flashes rain through the windows from ladder, it is slowly but surely going to accumulate into an A hit, but Ocean, there's the first auto sniper. It's already found Ely. Finally smoke deployed on Hell. That'll limit his angle. And there's no one coming from Ivy. It's all going to be a straight push. And with the smokes and kills coming out, Method have a great chance now to put down this bomb. Great adaptation as they come back from 5, almost 6 match points to close this out. But Ape's doing a heck of a job. It's back to a 2-on-2. He runs out of ammunition, so Strebber manages to bring it right back down to just Stewie remaining, who does the job in return. And it is left to a 1-on-1 overtime or a victory for SKDC. He'll bait the bomb, and it's going to be a push out from mainline. He has to check this, no choice, and he finds them. It's going to go to overtime. Method, unbelievable comeback. And how fitting that we are never going to get to sleep. This is going to be going on and on and on.
How many rounds was that in a row? I think it was 6 or 7 they do to bring it back into it. Absolutely crazy scenes. I don't know how that's happened. We talk about a lot of teams struggling to close one out, but that's one SKDC should have put to bed a long time ago.
And it's more rounds than that even. It's 7 rounds in a row.
7 rounds in a row on the T side of Train. Wow, I'm kind of speechless after that one. Pretty amazing scenes. But there we go. Best of 5 maps. Of course it goes to overtime on D Train. And it's going to leave a really exciting finish to this map. After seeing that, we're going to know SKDC are going to start off on the CT side, of course. But let's see how this one goes down. It seems like the teams are looking to take a 10-minute halftime break. Please, no.
So how about them Dodgers, Ely says. I love it. SKDC. Now, this is the thing. They've got the momentum back. They're completely out of the series. They come back with a solid map. They win Mirage. We head over to Inferno. They managed to pick that up as well. And all the momentum is rolling in this game. And after putting that much energy into a comeback already, to have it swept out from under them as it was, it's going to be interesting to see how their mental fortitude is in this position.
Well, that's the thing. You start on this. I still favor SKDC in this one. After having such a bad end to their CT campaign, they can probably work out what was the problem there. The economy's back on their side. Obviously, they're not going to be chasing money the whole time. I really wasn't a fan of that last buy of 2 auto snipers there. Why pull out such a wild card on the last round, although they got the opening frag with Ocean?
I have a confession to make as well.
Okay.
When it was 15-10, I had the Canada flag ready on the desk.
I know, I saw it.
I might have ruined
then you
it.
Really shyly put it back under the desk as well, and it started going wrong.
That might have been me that ruined this.
Take full
may have
responsibility.
Totally jinxed SKDC.
Oh dear. Well, we can see some highlights coming in here. There's loads of highlights from this game, to be fair. There's so many individual plays from players, and we see that was a great clutch there from Slemmy. Good stuff from him. And this is the side. This is the moment I think I told him to get out there right now. Somehow got a headshot out of nowhere. So yeah, some crazy moments in this entire game.
The interesting thing was, though, he dropped the op there, and Ocean actually picked up 2 with his gun. So that turned things around considerably as well, just by having the op that far forward. So you're right, getting out could have been the better call in that situation. Because even though he got that pretty second kill, it wasn't pretty enough.
Well, how long do you think we have to wait before this kicks off? Normally, my experience at CS events, they like to take a good half an hour break in between every half. So,
well, if it's at a LAN,
yeah,
they'd have to be forced to sit on stage until the match is over. It's only at the start of the match when you have to go outside and figure out who's smoking cigarettes still. Give him a boot in the ass and tell him to go sit down.
Well, it seems like we will be waiting and waiting. What time are we currently at now? Looks like it's a solid 7:30. It's all good. 8 is our record.
I'm not complaining. That game woke me up in the end there. That was good.
Yeah.
It's a great comeback from Method. And now I think, and if I'm not mistaken, I think we're MR10.
Really?
In PGL. 16K MR10.
So it's basically another game being played.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
But it does mean that we get to see some trends established. I actually kind of prefer, at times, the MR10 because...
I prefer MR3 just in the sense that...
Or MR5. What did I say? MR10.
Yes, MR10. It's MR5. MR3 I feel like is enough. It's supposed to be an overtime. It's almost like a sudden death.
I just find that it's so quick. I mean, if you lose 2 rounds, you're forced to save. And there's just... It's so fast, though, that you never really get to see the trends established. I know we've just seen them play those sides, and obviously we're going to stay as we are. We don't switch right back. To start overtime, you stay on the side you're on. So we're going to see Method, who's got a lot of momentum starting out on their T side. But in 5 rounds, it also gives SKDC a chance to also bite back into it a little bit.
Yeah, well, you've got your wish. It's going to be MR5. So don't worry about it.
It wasn't a wish. It was just me remembering from last season how PGL went.
Well, there we go then. We're ready to go back into this one, and it's going to be full bias from either team, 1 up on either side. And this is obviously the overtime that decides it all. Map number 5, going into overtime on D-Train.
This is more exciting than Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, Mom. I want to stay up late to watch this game. Don't make me go to bed. Ape's not going to go to bed. Ape's going to get aggressive. We haven't actually seen a CT inside that point of the map that early on. So already in toward the T connector. Justin's waiting for it, though, and he also spots the smoke come in. So waiting with a flash primed in his hand. as 2 players from the terrorists look to work Ivy. Very slower, more methodical approach to method right now. Much different than how we saw them conclude their comeback. As SKDC has Ocean at the bottom of the ladder, that'll limit some of the movement, but Silent's going to pick up Slemmy again. So first blood in the overtime goes to Method. We'll see if they can build on this. They have to go back for the bomb at some point. It's at the top of the ladder, right where Ocean is waiting down below. And Mainline and Silent have managed to work down Ivy. Ellis knows it, so Ellis is looking very nervous as he rotates back and forth behind the bomb train. Oh, Method very nearly picking themselves another kill to work with, and the execution on A is Silent just missing on that secondary shot, but Strebber will find it. It's Ocean down, so Method looking for another round. We're going back to the problems SKDC had in the very first 2 games when their CT side couldn't connect, but Ape, he's got a case for it. He's picked up 2, gets back to control room, but he's canceled out by Justin, who has the headshot pre-aligned. Luckily for Stewie, he's going to come out and he picks up 2 and almost the third as Justin's behind it. 1-on-1 goes his way, though, and it's Method with the first round. 16-15. They come back from what was 16-9, or 15-9, if I'm not mistaken.
The bomb was actually down there as well. Had he stayed alive after that second kill, there's only like 9 seconds left on the clock. If he'd have hidden, he would have taken that round. But Method do find it, and the first round of this overtime goes in favor of the T's. The CT's actually putting away the OWP that time, actually going for a 5-rifle setup, and it seems like a pretty fast execute from the T's. Smokes and flashes flying over straight away, and how are they going to approach this one? Is it going to be the fake to the inside bomb site?
Stewie, he does use this flash, so he's trying to look through it, but he's been heard. I'm pretty sure 1 footstep was enough to give him away, so Silent actually turned around. Silent hearing footsteps, the player who's not silent. But that means that Stewie won't overstay his welcome. He's not going to risk it here. So much to play for in this overtime. And Ape's also rotated in to help, as we can see now, but he's fallen off of upper. They've also thrown that short smoke, which will allow them to fall inside the site much quicker, put more pressure onto Stewie. So I like that Ape's gone on top of this train. Okay, well, he's gone back off it because he could spot that happening and call Stewie to look to his left, because if they go right now, Stewie's in a world of trouble. He does manage to collect Ely, who's right now our bottom fragger, but there's the response. It's Justin and Strebber each picking up 1. Furthering still, though, Silent looking with this op to find Ape. They'll watch the flank, and it's going to be covered off. In fact, doubly so, but it's a 3-on-3, and they haven't really made their presence inside the site, so they hope right now to take it back toward the ladder room. Problem is, Slemmy's still waiting on the A site behind the bomb train, and if he stays passive enough to let that bomb come close, there's only 20 seconds, and 1 kill on a bomb carrier could be enough, but he overexposes himself, and Silent makes him pay. If he just stays put and baits out the bomb plant, the round potentially is over. Instead, it now goes down, and Method with a real chance on a man advantage to close it. Silent shooting just between the legs of Ape, so he manages to push forward still, but Mainline gets Ocean. It's a trade, though, so Ape still having a chance. He spotted, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Mainline definitely spotted him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with that outside spot that Slemmy had. He can even just like you said, just get the information, call for the rotations, and then stop the bomb going down. If he just keeps showing and peeking and ducking and weaving, he can stop that bomb plant going down. There's only about 20 seconds left. This is the shot that ruined it all for them. As you see him go down, pretty simple stuff for Silent. It wasn't really tested there. And Slemmy ultimately giving them another round on the board. But here we go then, round number 3. That's 2 in a row for Method, continuing their dominancy on this T side of D-Train.
Flash is out. Everything in play. That smoke between green and red as well is also limiting the options, but Silent gets above it, tries to use his op over top and still get the shots toward the CTs, and finally SKDC look to find that elusive round 16. Unfortunately, it doesn't secure victory this time because it's only their first in overtime. 3 rounds already gone. 2 rounds to go before the half expires, and Method still with 1 round advantage.
So 2-1 now.
Both teams won their T side so far, and that looks to be the case so far in this overtime as well.
Not much difference here. The CTs are bringing out the AWP again. It's going to be Slemmy. Be interested to see whether he can actually do something a little bit more aggressive, change things up a little bit, go for the first pick, but it seems like he will just be opting to go roll towards the back of the bomb site there. Now the fast execute comes out for the T's. First pick does go in favor of SKD, so it's Slemmy, and the flags are flurrying in now.
Oh, and overcommitting to electrical box. Slemmy doesn't spot his right where there's still 2 players, so they've actually clawed this back a little bit of Method. You're dead right. It was the fastest push we've probably seen all game when they just ran into the A site and threw out utilities in an attempt to plant a bomb. But the responses were very good from SKDC. They weren't phased until the middle part of the execution. But Ocean, he's going to hear him. Yeah, it's already spotted. He'll take his time to line up the shot. Bomb gets dropped. Round expires 17-17. Winner of this will take the first lead.
Yeah, very, very interesting round. If Method can take this, it definitely puts the pressure on SKDC. They've got to find that same sort of form they had in the first half and get some decent T rounds on the board. You can see them though, the economy is pretty strong still. Obviously, you get a lot of money in these MR5 setups, so they will be going back in with both teams on full buys. AWP's present as well. So we saw the fast execute not really working out.
Slemmy actually had that shot lined up perfectly. It's 1 HP for Silent. That's really interesting. I'd have to look at the penetration results from shooting through that metal block because that's what he ducked down and shot at. 1 HP on an op tag. Very interesting. As Ely left on 32, but he found a kill onto Ape to give the advantage to Method, but combine both he and Silent, they've got 33 HP total, and didn't even matter what Silent had because the second op shot comes in from Slemmy. Would have killed him regardless. So it falls back. Oh, this is problematic. Justin hears them coming. Good assumption by Ely not to push too far forward, but Justin still knows he's there. So he pays the price. Go back to grab the bomb. Ely, as we see, just waiting to shoot down Ivy. And here's the force smoke. Last time we saw this smoke come out, it was misplayed. In fact, SKDC turned into it rather than away from it. This time, they will use it to isolate. Check out Help. Mainline's got that cleared off. They can work on the site, and it's going to have to be Slemmy to win it, and he goes down. So now Method looking like they have a really good chance to get this bomb in play. Ocean's still trapped on the other side of the smoke, but he pushes through it, and now he's got the kill. He's got a second one lined up. Bomb does get planted, but Ocean's still not done. He's done massive damage on the Mainline, and they still want this retake, but they throw out a smoke against him. Mainline's going to hear him go past that, so he'll call that he's at green. Or yellow, depending on how your eyes want to look or your monitor makes it appear. But Stewie's still alive as well, and he's got two. He's come through, and it's now down to Justin. He's got the high ground, but Ocean's defusing, and he's going to have to force him out, and he's going to hold this bomb as defused. Well done by Ocean to read that play. And not only that, stay alive in the smoke at the tunnels. It's the the round advantage for SKDC at the first half.
Yeah, really nice play with Ocean at the end there. Knew what he had to do. Full defuse coming in, played it perfectly. Justin realized a little bit too late, jumped down, and misses out by about 1 second. But pretty good stuff for SKDC there. Finally locking down some CT rounds. I think they lost 7 in a row towards the end of their CT campaign, so they bounced back pretty convincingly that time and actually win the half. So they've definitely set the tone for the next one. We've got 5 rounds remaining, and it's going to be Method going onto the CT side. We know they definitely struggled, so let's see what we can do now. Let's see what team to approach with. This is the kind of stage where you can actually do the crazy Hail Mary plays and go for some big stuff. You've got everything on the line. You might as well try and do something a little bit different, throw some surprises into the bag. But here we go. It's definitely going to go all the way, I think. This could be looking at a double overtime out.
Oh, well, here's the thing. I mean, just to clarify with everyone in MR5, my voice is starting to waver as we get late in the night. Just to clarify, though, MR5 match point, it's 19 rounds as match point, 20 rounds is the win. Did I do the math right? You need 6. 6 on 15. Actually, it's 21. So 20 is match point. There we go. See, that's why I wanted to clarify for everyone, because I had to do it myself.
There we go.
So we still need 2 more rounds just to get to match point for SKDC. They picked up 3. They need 6 total. And Method have an even tougher task, as they've only picked up 2. But CT side, which has been the disadvantage so far in this matchup, as we've seen, the T side's been more than favorable. In fact, that first overtime is the first time they didn't collect the most rounds. Whether or not you want to read into that, I'll leave it up to you. Time will tell as we get back underway. As flashes as well as Molotovs already at the bottom of ladder, that means that that'll deter the initial aggression from SKDC to try and split onto the A site. Ape's waiting out at the back of Ivy. There's a smoke thrown out from Ely that's far down the hallway. In fact, past the object in the middle, the filing cabinet, so it doesn't give Ape much movement speed. Now he's got a smoke on the left. I want to see if he's going to take this alone. He actually stays in the open, and Justin is the one that takes advantage of the first kill with the op. Remember, they still have Silent as well, as we see him on beat, and he's also spotted the first person walking into the site. It's Trevor's found the kill. I'm surprised that didn't land for Silent as he tries to go through the smoke. Bomb's going to get planted, so SKDC now just have to secure post-plant positions, but Mainline's already pushing up in front of the trains. And now he's on the sidewalk, and it's a low HP player in Ocean that he's easily going to be able to take down. 5 players still up versus 2 for SKDC, and they've got the high ground SKDC, but it's now down to a 1 versus 3, and they know exactly where Ellis is playing from. And they're going to hold this. Won't even get that far. Well done. It's going to be tied up already from Method.
So Method coming in with a different approach this time. First time we've seen him run a dual AWP setup on this D-train map, and it's worked really well for them. Managing to get opening frags there as well. Actually got a very convincing round on the board. Wasn't too much pressure applied, but that's exactly what they needed. 18-18 now. They're on the CT side. teams seem to be learning and adapting to what the T's brought to them in the first time round. But here we go then, no AWPs for the T's, and the CTs will continue to run this dual AWP, and maybe they'd have the advantage going into this. Maybe we'll see something very fast. Now they know it's out there, they can do something of a big execute, and Ocean's going to be leading the charge here. Smokes go down, and let's see how this one pans out for them.
Interesting boost to allow Justin to try and get that linear vision through Hell all the way into the connector. Not going to be able to find much, though, and that allows them to push a little bit forward. Down Hell right now on SKDC's side. In fact, it allows them to pick up 2, make it 3 kills from Stewie, Slemmy, Ocean, all contributing, and Stewie being the first to maybe break that 1-for-1 deal as he picks up his second. Ely's responded, but it's just he that remains. 1 versus 4, and SKDC responding instantly. As Ellis will close it out. 19 rounds, 2 to go for SKDC. Method, though, they're definitely not done. They've still got lots of money.
That can be the problem when you have so many AWPs on the CT side. As soon as that fast execute comes out and the smokes go down very quickly, they're almost isolated at that point. And when the bomb goes down, they have to retake, and that's when it becomes very difficult for them. You can see them bouncing back with a 5-man rifle setup, and the T's, be interested to see how they approach now. Maybe they'll be chucking something else into the mix, but here we go. 3 players heading towards I. We saw them do this a lot of their actual standard T half, but let's see where this one goes down. Making some early presence there. So they will be smoked off pretty early.
So no ops. We'll see what effect that has on the round, because we've definitely seen them have an impact. Additional smoke added onto Ivy. That one's from Terrorist. Thrown deep in on the CTs, but Justin's still finding the first kill for Method. Leaves him on 12 HP, and that leaves him as an easy target, I say, for El Samama, but he nearly misses that shot, just barely clipping his foot under the edge of the back of the train. Ely responding into Stewie. It's back and forth trades afterwards. It's down to 3 versus 2. As Ely still holding from A1, has vision of the bomb train, and there's not a lot left in terms of execution for the Terrorist. Ocean's now going to throw out one more nade. Leaves him with a flash, Molotov, smoke, and a Molotov for Ape. They've gone all the way back toward their spawn as well as they look towards the upper tunnels. And Silence, the one that's going to hear them, spot them, jump at them, give away his position, but also let them know that they won't be able to move forward, and that bomb has been dropped. Silent going to close them both away. He can do it with the AWP, he can do it with the M4. And I do believe right now that he leads all fraggers. He does not. 33 for him, it's 34 for Stewie.
So, Method, 2 rounds away from clutching this series. Do they have what it takes? Very big round going into this one. 1 more to secure the overtime. 2 to take the series.
To take the series is the thing. Because all the writing's on the wall that we've been back and forth all evening. How dare they let this end so soon? As Silent will push forward with the nade. Does a little bit of damage onto Ocean. He needs to be aware that his left can be potentially exposed, so he'll re-smoke the bottom of the ladder as he sits on top of blue. Flash. In. It's blinded Silent. It allows Stewie to get the kill. And SKDC take the opening kill, but Stewie caught with an 8 out. He still manages to switch back to his AK, find the shot into Strebber, who pushed through the smoke, but Strebber burns him alive from the grave, taking vengeance, and that allows Justin to close out the final 2. It'll be the first match point to Method as they look to close out what has been a very long and daunting best of 5.
Here we go, last round. Something these teams haven't been able to close out so far, but this is the one back to that dual AWP setup. They actually got completely shut down when they ran this with the outside aggression that SKDC proposed to them, but they actually opted to go back to it, and they need to hope that outside rush doesn't come out again, because they were completely locked down with that, and it actually looks like that's exactly what's going to be coming.
So in they go again. Hell has an early presence. Hell has an op staring directly down the corridor, but it's smoked off, so that initial vision already thwarted. Changing the angle as well as it's fully deterred, and that allows SKDC forward, but it's Justin who closed the last round to open this one. He's got the kill onto Ape. Stewie's traded it, but it also allows Mainline to come back in, but Stewie, he'll trade that as well. Stewie 2K. Can he make it Stewie 3K? Can he help his team that much more? And he does. He'll find Ely, and it's left to SKDC. We could be going to a second overtime as the bomb will go down on top of the train. Silent and Strebber. Perhaps if I call him Roberts, it'll give him some good luck for a change. As he wants to enter back through, it's Stewie with the 4K. Stewie doing all the work to make sure we aren't done. We will go to double OT.
Oh, there it is. And fantastic stuff from them. A big round needed. I said to them the dual orb setup was going to be very dangerous. They opted for that outside push again. Smoke's getting dropped, isolating the orbers, taking them down, and 3 men remaining on them. So a very convincing round for them. That's 40 rounds now completed on D-Train. We've got another 10 more to go. Are you ready, Matt?
Oh, you don't have to ask me that.
Yeah? You're not ready.
Very clear that I was born ready.
Well, of course, we have the standard 15-minute break after every segment of CSGO we play.
I swear if I have to fly back to Canada just to fight them, to get them back on the computers, I'll do it. Look back at some of the overtime highlights. So despite that SKDC took the first half, it was the first match point to Method. And response, though, coming in, and it looks like Outer, in overtime at least, has been more than favorable. I think we've only seen really action on the B site once, and that was due to A being closed off, closed for business, and a rotation late to try and get a bomb plant down. As we await the teams to make their decision, Justin's ready. Are the rest of them? Get that nicotine into you now, boys.
Well, of course, the teams will be staying on their teams they were in that last one, so SKDC will be staying on the T side. Pretty convincing rounds from at the end. That dual orb setup for Method really did get locked down. They should have stuck with the 5 rifles. That's what went around before. They brought it back out for the most important round. They got completely swept under the rug there. Didn't really have any sort of response. As soon as the bomb went down, it's very difficult to retake in that situation. But there we go. Another 10 rounds of CS to come. What are we thinking? Triple overtime?
Quadruple. Longest game I've ever casted was PGL last year with Nip's 69 overtime game against Envious.
Okay.
I think we can beat that. It won't have the same standard because it's not on land. But we could beat that. Okay. Oh, I love it. Want to showcast? So X takes middle. O's turn to respond. O, of course, going to be coming in as blue, so it's terrorists versus counter-terrorists. And O thinking carefully about how exactly he wants to force X out of position, but he's already got him on match point until the response comes in. So there's the block now from the counter-terrorists. And again, though, by having middle, it gives them so much control. We talk about mid-control all the time, Henry. And here it is again because X just completely dominating the map, but it is going to be shut down, and it's a draw. So we'll go to overtime, even in X and O's. Overtime all the way through here tonight. X starting again. Interesting that they don't swap it over. So slightly unfair, and it's going to be Y and Z, actually, this time. I wonder if they've swapped over in terms of Keller just to make it fair because it's a double start for Y. Same sort of play, and Z again. Though this time the counterplay from Z to block it means that Y has to go to block him, but still setting up a 3 for. It is going to be coming back to block it off, but it is the trap play. What a beautiful connection point from Y, but oh, a misplay. And A is going to come in and completely throw things off right now. I didn't see that coming at all, and that now allows Y to switch into blue and make things very confusing for us. I'm just going to call that one a win for Y.
Yeah, with a surprise appearance from A as well.
That's a bit of a force buy, yeah, from A.
Fantastic stuff. What's this? A secret message. Help. Come on, let's get this game started before we all lose our minds. We're just about to break the record as well. 8 a.m. is arriving.
We have to. This was just setting the standards. Overtime X and O's. Overtime number.
I'm just having to walk around now just to
10.
kind of keep myself awake. It's working though.
This is when I wish we were on land so they could force it. Overtime number infinity. Get your predictions in now. My phone's died, so I can't join Twitch chat and get my prediction in. I wonder what the bettors are thinking in the back of their minds right now.
Well, I think most people had their money on Method, judging what I think after the first 2 maps for, oh yeah, easy skins, it's done, they're in. But now, it's looking very difficult for them. Probably a little bit scared, and everyone's probably. I imagine we've got a lot of viewers watching this. It's been a great series so far, and what a way to finish it. The final map going into double overtime. Could go either way.
And a lot on the line too. I mean, this does dictate who moves into the group stage again. If you're not familiar with the league format, 3 groups, 1 American group, and there is a guaranteed land spot for the winner of that group. It includes Luminosity, CLG, Team Liquid, and the winner of this match. So either SKDC or Method. 2 European groups. We are getting ready to go live, just to let everyone know. 2 European groups. We've got Virtus Pro, Navi, and TSM in one group with Envious, Titan, and Fnatic in the other. There will be 2 European qualifiers online. Winner of each of those groups will get a spot, and the fourth spot will be indicated by a last chance qualifier of all the European teams that took part in the league. So 4-team LAN finals here in Bucharest, coming up toward the beginning of October. But let's get back into it because we're still getting into the group stages. As Method won a spot, SKDC, they don't want to let go of what potentially they thought might have been theirs at the end of regulation. Overtime number 2 underway, and Streber already going to slow things, trying to deter the push through A main by putting a Molotov in place. We're seeing the double op come up again as well for Method.
You would have thought they would have learned the lesson from that after getting shut down, but this is actually when it works for them. When the T's don't do that aggressive outside take, that's when it actually becomes viable again. And we see them slowing things down. Maybe a more set execute. Players, no one towards Ivy this time. That's what Method have been relying on. But let's see where they go into this one. There's things out there. The outside split will be coming to fruition. Setting up for some smokes. And here it comes. The execute comes onto the A site now.
A wall of smokes. Red covered. Green covered. The gap from in the bomb train to Z. Hall covered. That allows Justin, though, to push forward. Or rather, excuse me, Streber. But he only gets the first. Luckily, Justin's found the kill toward Ivy. And this will rotate Method back over toward the site. Justin, here's one drop down, spots him, doesn't realize it, turns away, and nearly pays the price, but gets the op back in position, and Ocean never saw it coming. It leaves El Samama left. El Samama, he's got no answer for what left in 3 Method players. So first blood Method in overtime number 2, 21-20.
So yeah, a slower execute. Pretty much the same round. We saw them running quite a lot, but that more telegraph play of doing the smokes over the top allowed them to adjust, push up a little bit more, go for the first frag. I think SKDC, their best option is keep it fast, keep it loose, get the smokes in a more dynamic sense, get out first, and then drop them. We can see the double over, of course, will be staying there after not even dropping those 2 guys last round. What other team's going to bring to the table this time? 1-0 in favor of Method. And it looks like actually maybe favouring towards the inside bomb site now, but there will be some resistance. They push themselves. Silent getting that first pick now. All he has to do is fall back and get to the bomb site. He's essentially won the round for his teammates, and that's great stuff. He makes sure he doesn't overcommit to that one and secures an early frag. And now they can fall back and be a little bit more passive in their gameplay.
Ely still holding that angle at the outer site, but Silent not only pushing forward to find information, to find a bomb as he kills Ocean. Now he'll call for the help, but the help's not all the way over there. They still have 2 players, in fact 3 if you include Z-Connector, all the way out at outer. So Mainline and Silent have to do the task of slowing things down, and they've done so with the utilities, at least for now. And in doing so, they've brought a rotation over. We see it now, Ely staring at upper with the op. Low HP, though, for Silent on that initial exchange. And down to lower they go. Ely almost rotating off of it, does turn back in time to shoot down 8. And Mainline, he's going to take down, actually I take that back, it's Ely again. On to Slemmy. I thought Mainline would be the one to collect the kill. Ellis is bringing it back a little ways here. Would have been a 1-on-5 if he could pull that off. So the most lopsided round we've seen in both overtimes. And Method have a 2-round lead. Match point this time is 25. Victory 26.
So good stuff from Silent there. Went for those initial kills, pushed up the lower ramp, got the, secured the round, like I said. Interesting enough, though, he wasn't happy with that. He went back to the upper ramp, faced again. That was a call for me. If he had died, that was very silly move, but he actually took down the bomb and actually gained some really valuable information. So fantastic work from Silent. Almost wins that round single-handedly. Here's the fast round we talked about before.
Silent.
Actually,
it's not as fast as you thought. Yeah, I was going to say, it was going to be the first to see some pressure. Now, this is good, though. He's got that position at ladder early in the round, so he can dictate how the split transpires. And not only that, with the fact that the terrorists are so spread out, it also means if they want to go quickly onto B, they've got a long way to rotate around. 8, meanwhile, though, does pick up the first kill. It's Silent that's the man to go down. So now ladder's open, and they're going to take advantage of it. How quickly it turns on one single kill, the impact it has as SKDC looks toward the outer site. Meanwhile, still Mainline at inner's going to get caught. Ocean going down, and it's Slemmy with the first response kill, brings it back to only a 3 versus 2, but still an advantage for Method. In fact, it comes down to 1 man remaining. It's Slemmy, and he's going to get dropped. Method have all 3 rounds we've seen in this second overtime, and SKDC are going to have a tall task to climb back into it.
They look so strong right now, hitting all the shots. The AWP's doing some serious work as well. So SKDC tried to mix things up a little bit too much there, I think. They showed some outside presence to begin with. Smokes and flashes going over there. Went back to inside, lost a man, rotated back to outside. It was a little bit too obvious. When you're not overcommitting and showing really deep presence into the bomb site, it can be quite easy to read, and you see Justin here just finishing everything off, like nice, clean finish for him. And that's 3-0 now for Method. They're looking very strong. Can they continue this form and get the 5-0? Yet to be seen. I wouldn't count on it, seeing as the way things have gone so far. But Here we go then.
Well, the issue is that if they do pick up this one, it is more likely because they've already forced the economy of the terrorists. They'll have to force out with no off potentially in the next round, and very good push. Method is looking more alive than they have in the entire game so far, as Mainline with his teammate beside him holding hands is able to push into the main connector, and they get that initial first blood. Stewie 2K is also down on 16, so things looking good again for Method as they hold the double op setup yet again. And Justin with his looks toward Ivy, but he's got Ape, who's already forced through the smoke. Ellie's going to find him as he waits, and Ely now with another shot taking down Ocean is going to eventually get taken down by Stewie, but Stewie's the last one alive, and Method closing out all 4 rounds on their CT side. SKDC, where have you gone? It was your map oh so long ago, and what a comeback from Method. Put us this far into the game.
And the auto sniper is back once again. This time it's going to be Ely running it. We saw her at the end of standard time. Didn't really have that much impact, but 3 sniper rifles now for the CT side to close things out. We can see the money on the SKDC side. Not amazing. You can see Slemmy is actually being forced to use a Tech 9, so it'll be interesting to see how they approach the last round. Not actually running a fast outside tactic we saw before, and hasn't really, the slow play hasn't really worked out for them. But here we go then. Shots being exchanged. No real damage being ensued so far, but the bomb is towards the inside area now. But that CT push is coming. Mainline is your man. Will he be able to find the kills?
Oh, man, they're not looking. So often that play happens where you get set up, you start to throw the smokes, and nobody looks toward the stairwells. It's just bad timing, but yet happens so commonly. And that gives Method, in fact, the advantage because they came with 2, and it allows Strebber to pick up both. I feel like an idiot for having my Canadian flag at the ready now because that seems so long ago. That was around 45. Nearing its completion with a man advantage the way of Method. Slemmy does throw that pop flash. We talked about that, seems like yesterday, how you could pop that down without hitting the wall just to cover off the bottom of the ladder. No one was waiting for it, so he'll still be able to push forward, but Justin's there, and finally an auto sniper making a contribution. It's Ape to go down. Ocean 1-on-4. SKDC just not at all able to find the openings in this half.
Yeah, this round is definitely going in the favor of Method. That's going to be a clean sweep for them, 5-0, and you have to favor them now to take this series. What a fantastic CT half from them. Some very questionable CT halves coming from both of these teams, but finally someone showing some form and getting the clean sweep. This was so crazy. Pushing inside, it takes a lot of balls to do that, but they managed to pull it off. Bomb goes down as well. So much great information gained on that last round. So the pressure is all on SKDC now. Do they have what it takes to get 5 in a row? I'm not so sure.
Match point for Method. They were the ones that came back from being down 5 match points. In fact, 6 match points at regulation time.
Yes.
SKDC going to kick themselves for not wrapping it up sooner. And the buy, it's aggressive. Ellis goes immediately onto an auto sniper to accompany Slemmy's op. And Slemmy's op is going to play all the way from the outback, shooting strictly down A3, and it's already going to get dropped. It's silent to find the opening pick, so Method with match point put SKDC potentially against the ropes. And can they swing themselves out of this? I need some training from Rhonda Rousey. However you say her name, I don't even care. Strebber now looking to find even more openings for Method, and this could be over as Silent picking up his 2nd kill. They'll blow out all the windows, but little did Strebber know they were already gone. But just by default, so that if they want to sell backwards, use it later on. They won't give too much information away. And Mainline, he's got his way inside Ivy. Ocean and Ape are both forced that far off the site, and the bomb with Ely is toward B, but it's going to go back to the ladder now. That means that they have to rotate, and they're doing it incorrectly. Stewie's still inside B, and Ocean's at CT spawn. They think this may still potentially be an inner hit. It's not. Method are going, and Mainline is finding another kill. It's down to 2 versus 3. Over the top, though, it's Stewie with 1 and Ocean the other. It's back, and it's almost in contention. SKDC have Ocean to rely on. But this Ocean is rough, and the winds have picked up. The moon is definitely pulling the tides in favor of Method, but Ocean finding yet another kill as Silent's going to get dropped. It's down to an op up close with 17 HP. He has to hold this, and it's going to be Ely. He may have been quiet in most of the game, but he'll get the final kill. And Method have earned a ticket into the group stage.
What a finish it was. 6 in a row for Method, and the team that took the first 2 maps so convincingly, how it came down to that sort of situation in the end is beyond me, but fantastic scenes there. And what a night it's been, man. You happy with that result? Yeah,
I mean, that was a crazy game. That was a crazy series. They were up 2-0 in maps, if you guys weren't with us at the very start of it. It was a comeback from SKDC, and SKDC had them on match point for 6 rounds at the end of Train, and Method pull it back. So it was like I said, it was like
how could you
take
not
the
close
lead in
out
the
at that
series,
stage?
lose the lead in the series, take the lead in the game, lose the series.
I think it was 7 in a row right at the end to clutch it to overtime. That's
44 kills for Justin on Method. 42 for Stewie, though. That's not bad.
So good at the end. What a great game, and what a great note to finish this American qualifier on. Method will be your final team, joining them in the group stages there. So unlucky to SKDC. They've had a great showing here. I think a team I wasn't aware of going into this tournament. I've seen some great potential for them, some amazing players, and some definite upcoming talent, I think, into the Tier 2 scene of America. And hopefully see more from them in the future. I hope that's not the end of it.
They've definitely been around for a while, so I imagine they're not going to go anywhere as we just continue to look at the stats. So many high numbers here just due to the duration of the game. Impressive stuff. Impressive stuff. And as we look at the MVP, it is Justin, who definitely in the second overtime as well, picking up a lot of double kills, securing a lot of rounds early on. Played astonishingly well. Only 4 first kills over that many rounds, though. That's the interesting thing. So a mid-round anchor was his job.
Yeah, I thought Justin really stepped up. He had a great series. Obviously, the frags reflect that.
He was MVP in Game 1 for them as well, way back in the first map of 5. So good night for him.
Good night all round, yeah. Oh, man, who do you think won the Vulcan picks?
Dude, I don't even care.
Yeah?
I mean, I definitely didn't because that went so long that anyone who had, if let's say someone had 6 players playing out of these 2 teams by chance, if they predicted the semifinals right, I had 3 players playing. And those 6 players with the amount of points that individual players are going to get is just going to, like, see you later.
Yeah, even if I won tonight, it'd be a hollow victory for me. I wouldn't.
Still a victory. It's still a victory. We will look at yours first. I'm still catching my breath.
From what?
That series. Henry gets 2,068.15.
That sounds good.
Does sound good. Except when you see that the leader in your group has 27.43.33. That might be the fact that Dumore, Kiko, Jason, Aria are all not playing tonight.
How are we supposed to know?
I know, right? I didn't know we were picking for the finals. I didn't know that until today.
Okay,
Either way, I picked the teams I thought would
so
win the semis.
What's my final score? What was that again?
2,000 something, 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 something.
It was like 2,070, right? I think that's what you said.
We'll click back out. Okay, never mind. We won't. Well, no, I think you're going to beat me. I think I'm only going to beat like 1,800. Just looking at the individual performances. Scroll down. Let's see how bad it is. Yeah, 1859.
Finally.
You got me.
The People's Champion returns and gets a point.
What can we change his name to Pseudo-Kist? What does that even mean? Do we get all the points? I love watching the chat on Vulcan because it's slow enough to read. But there's my picks. I obviously didn't have Dumore, Kiko, Abe, Davey, or Asan playing. So what could I possibly have done?
Not a lot.
That's right.
But there we go then. We have the final qualifier spot filled. It was a great game. And finally something to get excited about. A lot of these games we've casted this.
Well, the quarterfinal brackets were pretty.
Yeah, they were. That was good though. I was just getting to know you. We were warming up together. We got some chemistry flowing, and now it's all build up to this final stage, and it's gone to a 5-mapper. It's
the production team's telling us to
yeah,
hurry up because they want to go to bed.
I just wanted to hear.
Here's the thing: we're back live, I think, in like under 12 hours for the start of the European qualifier. So if you want more amazing production action and some awesome gameplay, join us then. It's all available online. Check out the website; it's there. Facebook, Twitter. We'll see you in however many hours. I'm going to go get some sleep, and thanks very much for joining us. Great series. We'll see you soon. Current meta, not played as much as the Europeans, so therefore.
But the T's have already won the top. Like I said, they've done a lot of good work so far. Any other rounds now is really a bonus, but here we go then. Big round, he manages to find that initial frag. Slemmy takes on Justin, and that's a huge clutch. Like, that defines everything. They get the 9th round on the board, forces CTs into a very difficult situation with the economy. And that was a round that the CTs thought they had tied up. There is some intel. Silent spots him, and he will get the first pick as well. He needs to get out of there right now, though.
Oh, with a second no-scope. Still a chance they can win this round out. Justin's going to have to save it. 1 kill to his name and 3 to go. Making it 2, and finally answered 8. He's got to go for the peak. Oh, overextension though from Slemmy. This is all possible now. Silent should be able to close out this round in a one-on-one if he does. He's just going to spam toward the bomb. Justin's come over that direction with the bomb, but Ape is waiting as soon as they come through. And another one for Ocean as he gets up close and a third. You said there was no opening on this map. Well, he's going to make it. Comes around behind the train, and he may get more. Slemmy, direct response, and Slemmy closing the round. SKDC, touchdown. It's Silent that drops. It's Justin to respond, and Justin spotting another one on top of the train. It's Stewie to go down as well. Looking for another round. We're going back to the problems SKDC had in the very first two games when their CT side couldn't connect, but Ape, he's on the sidewalk, and it's a low HP player in Ocean that he's easily going to be able to take down. 5 players still up versus 2 for SKDC, and they've got the high ground SKDC. Forward downhill right now on SKDC's side. In fact, it allows them to pick up 2, make it 3 kills from Stewie, Slemmy, Ocean, all contributing, and Stewie being the first to break that 1-for-1 deal as he picks up his second. Ely's